JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. Hey, I wanted to follow up on a video that I recently released and cover just in this video the use of the EIDL funds, the loan that you're getting. So that EIDL is that economic injury disaster loan that you get from the SBA. And really what it's meant, whether it's the advance or anything above the advance, if you're getting anything that's related to the EIDL from the SBA, this is what you can use the funds for. Ongoing operations, that's it. Ongoing operations do not include repairs. Ongoing operations wouldn't include buying assets or using the funds to restructure a loan. It is not going to include paying off any long-term loans. It's not going to include anything that you don't use regularly for business. And what do I mean by that? Kind of that test for my thought process when I'm talking with clients is like, well, do you normally spend this? Do you normally buy this? Is this something that you routinely need? And if the answer is no, then it's not going to be part of continuing operations. So payroll, utilities, office supplies, cost of goods sold, dues, the ongoing cost of the interest expense on your business loans. If you do have expenses on credit cards, business expenses, you can pay those business expenses with your EIDL funds because it's not paying off a credit card. It's not just, hey, I got a credit card and I'm going to pay it. What you're paying is the business expenses that are on the credit card. So that's why you can pay the credit card. If you have a line of credit, you're not able to use this to pay down your line of credit. You're not able to take money out for yourself unless they're for services. And I would pretty much say whatever you were previously paying yourself, that's what you could continue to pay yourself. And in essence, if you're providing services that you've been regularly and routinely been compensated for, that if you're continually compensated in the same manner, then EIDL funds can be used for that. However, EIDL funds cannot be used for bonuses, whether it's to yourself or your employees. And when you have maybe put money into the business, there are a couple of exceptions to this. So if you had, and you're curious about the exceptions, get with your CPA or Tax Pro or EA on this. But for the most part, most of the time, if you put money in your business, you can't use EIDL funds to pay yourself back. Why? On any of these, why couldn't you use those funds? Because a lot of you are thinking, yeah, but I need it for my business, right? I need to buy a computer. I need to buy a car so I can conduct business. I need to pay off this loan so I can conduct business, right? I need to repair this so I can conduct business. I need to pay myself more, or whatever the case is. It's just simple though. It's not a matter of, do I need it for my business, right? Because I need it for my business can include these one-time type transactions. What your rule of thumb here is, do I need it for continuing operations? Let me be clear. It's not, well, I need this so I can continue operations. I need this piece of machinery so I can continue operations. Not what that is. This is ongoing expenses. So you have been paying rent, you have been paying utilities, you have been paying office supplies. So as you're continuing, and these are ongoing expenses that you have, then you can continue to use the EIDL for the ongoing expenses. So if you're looking at something and you're like, well, I'm not sure if this counts or not, if it's a one-time buy, right? I'm going to buy this and I probably wouldn't need to buy another computer for 2 years. That's not part of ongoing operations. If it's, well, I've been waiting to buy this and it's some big software, even though it's going to help you in future continuing operations, think of it this way. It's what were you spending before COVID hit, and therefore you need to continue paying those things to keep your ongoing operations flowing. So hopefully that helps. And I do have an overview video on this that we'll put a link to that talks about the different kinds of EIDL and kind of the tiers, because there's 4 tiers to it. But the thing to note is that regardless of the tier, regardless if it's an advance or the loan, if it's the express part or up to the 200,000 or up to the 2 million, check out that other video for those details. The use of the EIDL is the same. And then I talk in that video as well about what if you got PPP. So check out that video if you got PPP and EIDL. How do those two things work together? So, all right, hey, thanks for tuning in. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Just hit the subscribe button for me real quick. And then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me.